Welcome back, crypto family, crypto nation. Sorry we're running a little bit late here, 5 minutes off the mark. I hope that did not take up too much of your time. Hope everybody's been having a good February. Let me change my screen. Hope everybody's been having a good February. If people are here right now listening, it's greatly appreciated. Please subscribe, please hit the like button. This is Justin Blount speaking on behalf of the Crypto Tutors platform channel, the most diverse ecosystem in cryptocurrency and network. So right now, there's been a lot going on in the market. So many people have been debating if we're entering a long-term bull market, a long-term bear market. We really have no clue right now. We can only make assumptions and just base our thoughts just off the data and the charts and whatnot. So we're going to get right into it. Today's segment is about the top 10 cryptocurrency coins by market cap. And as we all know, right now, Bitcoin is the biggest and the most important cryptocurrency. And some of these charts I've already have pre-drawn. So, just to speed it up, since we're going to be talking about 10 of the charts right now. But we're going to start off with Big Mama, Big Daddy Bitcoin, because we all know in crypto, or at least some of us, or I hope most of us know, that Bitcoin sets the music for the market. If Bitcoin's loud, every crypto's loud. If Bitcoin's sad and mad, well, guess what? The altcoins are going to be even sadder and madder. So Bitcoin matters. And right now, what do we have going on with Bitcoin? Right now, you could see here we have two of the same kind of trends going on. Two of the same kind of things going on here. This was from our May run up right here. And then here we have our November run up. And as you can see with both of these, we have two descending downtrends. And it is getting to the point right now where Bitcoin, jeez, my goodness, hold on. My mouse is broken, so bear with me, y'all. And it is getting to the point where Bitcoin looks like, let's re-examine this right here. Bitcoin looks like it's trying to break out of this downtrend. Like we hit our all-time high of 69K up here, all the way down to the lows of 32,900 right over here. We have a bit of a reversal. We've broken out of our downtrend right here. We've broken that sloping, or I would say descending resistance line around early February, running up, and now it just seems like we kind of ran up and we're coming right back down, potentially back into this channel right here. And if we drop back into the channel or even get a retest, we're looking at the lower 30s for this next leg with Bitcoin. So ideally, in this scenario right here, we want to, at least hold above $37,000, but we could very well find ourselves coming right back down here on this new trend. Kind of retesting this resistance line right here also is going to correlate with this bottom right here. We could have potentially a double bottom at 33K, possibly. As of right now, the trend is back going down. We had a temporary relief and a temporary change of trend for about a week or two, but now we're kind of, the steam has blown off, and we're going back down, and most likely we're going to come right back down to this 0.236 Fibonacci level that we have drawn, which is at $37,325. Our worst case scenario, depending on how you want to view it, if it's good or bad, is that we could very well still come down to $28,000. That is not outside the realm. We are still technically in this downtrend, so it's not really any time to celebrate just yet. At least, Bitcoin hitting $60,000 plus, I wouldn't say is really in the cards right now. Definitely possible, but in the short term, I will say no. And as you can see here, We're going to be using the stochastic RSI and the RSI today. But as you can see right here, we're already entering our trough zone. We had a nice run up from our last trough zone, which is right here. Ran all the way up and we got oversold past the 80 on our stochastic, which landed us about here. So, maybe time to take little profits depending on what you're trying to do. But we've already hit our crest in our wave-like formation, and now we're coming back down slightly. It seems like it's not too hard. We have came down roughly, we ran up to 45,000, and now we're down about 15%. So keep that in mind. What I really want to look at real quick before we move on is the weekly on Bitcoin. And we will be looking at some of the sentiment analysis and the greed and fear index and seeing where we're at. But if you look at the weekly, and I'm going to remove some of these right here. Oh boy, I don't want to remove that. But if we're looking at the weekly right now, family, and we're looking at our indicators right now, we're going to notice that, we're, at least on our stochastic RSI on the weekly, we are actually coming up out of that trough zone. So, the weekly candles and indicators, this is months we're talking about for it to form. So, just to give you an example, I'm still trying to just delete these little things right here. But just to give you an example, we on our weekly, we finally peaked out on the stochastic RSI on our weekly and even our RSI. So that is what we like to call confluence, meaning more than one indicator. We have multiple indicators giving us information about the same thing. But we got up here early November, mid-October. We really started in August and kind of ran up there, and it took us about 6 months, 5 to 6 months to form a bottom with our stochastic. So, keep in mind whenever we talk about being overbought and oversold on the weekly, we're looking at the stochastic, or at least one of the indicators. We're looking at the stochastic RSI, and just know that the weekly takes months to play out. And it seems with Bitcoin on the weekly, we've troughed. We had a nice trough for a couple, maybe 2, going on 3 months. Finally starting to come out of that zone. And as you can see here, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 consecutive weeks of weekly red candles in a downtrend, only to produce 2 weekly positive green candles, kind of breaking this downtrend as we can see here. Clearly we have broken this sloping resistance. Now the question is, are we going to hold it? Are we going to retest it and then do one of these slowly and grind up? Or are we just going to kind of do one of these and slowly bleed back down here again before we get another run up? As of right now, short term, we're going to be going down a bit more, but I would, at least based off of the RSI and the strength of our wave movements, we could be looking for some pretty decent upside in the next couple weeks. I'd say throughout Q1, Q2, we could have some nice upside. And we're not saying that Bitcoin's going to hit new all-time highs, but it is not, it's not outside the realm of possibility for us to maybe slowly climb back up to 60K in the coming weeks and months throughout Q1, Q2. So that's just looking at this from a stochastic RSI perspective. So with that being said, some key price levels, and we're going to move right on. Some key price levels we're looking at right now for Bitcoin is $33,000 right here where this last wick was formed, and $37,000. Our worst case for Bitcoin, we could still always, like we just mentioned, we'll still always come right back to this green zone right here, the danger zone, which is at 28,000. We could hit that, but over the next coming months, I believe that we're going to have some upside in the market with how our stochastic RSI and RSIs are looking on the weekly. So that's Bitcoin. So we're going to move right on. Let me just see if we have any viewers, anybody watching, any comments. No, not yet. Beautiful. So let's move on to ETH. So we're going to go to ETH USD. In Ethereum, where are we at right now with ETH? Now, ETH has been outperforming Bitcoin. It typically does. I consider Ethereum now. I don't even consider it an altcoin. But nevertheless, many people still consider an altcoin. But ETH, right now, we are at $2,686 at the time of making this video. And we're going to see that many of these movements are really going to be mimicking Bitcoin's movements. So with ETH, we've had the same thing. We actually had an all-time high of ETH for Ethereum at around $4,864, which is pretty big. It's a nice, pretty nice number right now. And as you can see here, we are in the downtrend zone as well, just like with Bitcoin. A lot of these charts here more or less look the same. But with Ethereum right now, we're going to look at the daily. And we're going to get some good price recognition areas. We're going to give you the point of control. But right now, ETH, we're still in this downtrend. Same thing. We bottom out with Ethereum at around $2,200 is where we hit our swing bottom from our high of 4,864 all the way down to around 2,150, 2,200. Same thing, found a bottom for the time being, had a nice little run up, I would say a relief, and we're kind of testing this sloping resistance right here that we had set earlier from the 2021 dump, or I say early 2022 dump. But yeah, we tried to test this right here. We have some kind of came out of it. Let me just enlarge this a bit. Kind of came out this zone, but we're kind of flirting with it, and now we're just sinking back into this channel right now. So, it all depends. Always look at opportunities on the dips. So. We're coming right back down to this channel, and I wouldn't be surprised if we continue our daily right down to $2,300. We'll see. We will see. Like, we got to be patient with this. But if we kind of came, a little bit above 2,300 and maybe just kind of consolidate here, technically we have a higher low than what we formed right here during January. So as far as the point of control, so let me just reiterate what we're going over. Ethereum, like Bitcoin on the daily, we're still in the downtrend. We had a bit of a relief. And now we're kind of sloping back into this downtrend on this descending channel that we have. So what are some key levels on Ethereum? Let's get out that point of control. We're going to be looking at the market since we're gonna go 2021. Man, time flies. Yeah, we're gonna look at this from early 2021 here of last year, and we'll see here if we get a point of control going. We are at $2,600. Is a very recognized price level. A lot of interaction there. A lot of interaction at around 2,500 through 2,700. So, and we hit that right over here during January 21st. We hit that point of control. I know it looks a little bit messy, but let me just get rid of these fib levels. Yeah, so we hit that right here, right around there is where we hit this point of control. And it seems like we're definitely going to hit that again on the daily. So I'd be looking at around $2,600, $2,500 is where Ethereum's going next. And if we briefly look at the weekly, let's pull out our oscillators, much like Bitcoin. Strong impulse on this wave-like structure. As you can see here, on a longer term, I keep on doing that, but on a longer term trend, at least if we're looking at the weekly, we've only produced one green candle, multiple red, and we're still in this downtrend. But let's look at our RSI, as long as we're below the 50, that is very bearish for the RSI, really below the 60, but as long as we're below the 50 on our RSI, which is right over here, it's pretty bearish, and we would like to say that the bears are in control, as in the people that don't believe in the market, all the fudders and naysayers. This is their zone below the 50, so it's definitely in the bears' control right now. But much like with Bitcoin, if we're looking at our stochastic on the weekly, if we're going from our peaks to our troughs, right here, ooh, that's a big one. Our peaks to our troughs, we're going to see that, we are in a trough, and we are starting to come out of that trough slowly but surely. We're going to be coming out of that trough over the weeks to come. And how long could this play out? Our last peak was November 8th. Our bottom of our trough was January 22nd. So, that took about 3 months for us to peak to trough on the weekly. So if we're looking at a, peak to trough, or a trough to peak on our stochastic with ETH, we expect for that, for ETH to get oversold, expect around two months at least to play out before we get that. So that's Ethereum right now. Support levels right now, if we just go back to the daily, we're running out of time. I'm going to speed this up. If we're going back to the daily, we are looking at least right now, we're looking at a support range of, you see here, $2,100 to $2,400 ish. That's a nice support zone right there, and it's below the point of control that we've had since the beginning of last year, which was at around $2,600. So decent, very little support there. We've only wicked there, but just look at the point of control. I'd be looking at around $2,300 to $2,500 for ETH as a decent support. So let's move on. What is next? We've talked about Bitcoin, we've talked about Ethereum, and our next runner up is USDT, but we all know that's a stable coin, so we don't count that. That's actually the US Tether is the third biggest cryptocurrency by market cap. It's a stable coin pegged to the dollar. Our next in line, so we're going to skip over that. Our next in line is BNB, Binance token. Let's see what BNB's been up to. So we're going to go over the fib levels. We're going to go over support and resistance right now. And if I were to say resistance for ETH is really looking at around, this range right here, $3,100, I'd say is a pretty strong resistance right now for Ethereum. And we're looking at let's say around a $2,400 support, but we could go lower to $2,100. So let's look at BNB, Binance token, an exchange token. Binance, what's Binance been doing? Let's see, BNB, BSUD. Oh boy, where's my Tether pairing? I thought I had my Tether pairing here, fam. We're just gonna use this right here. Okay. Alright. So BNB token, Binance, it is the fourth biggest cryptocurrency after the USDT, sitting at let me just get you the market cap right now real quick, and we're sitting at a $64 billion market. Pretty big, pretty big. So, the first thing that strikes me about BNB, and we're going to leave our point of control up since last year. We're going to start it from March. Why not? March, February-ish. So, with our point of control for BNB, we're looking at around 268, $250 is where we're looking at our point of control. And it's interesting because you can see right here during October we had a flash wick below that, which was that's kind of interesting. But same thing, Bitcoin's not happy, altcoins are unhappy here, so we're still in a downtrend. Now this downtrend with BNB, it doesn't look too severe. Notice that I'm drawing my lines, or I'm just connecting the wicks. We're connecting the dots when we draw these trends. That's all we're doing is just connecting the wicks, connecting the dots, and just seeing where it naturally forms out. And it's like a descending, kind of broadening wedge in a sense. But right now, BNB, yes, we are no surprise. Everything's in a downtrend, so get used to me saying that. Everything's in a downtrend right now, but with BNB, it looks like it's not as severe, even though we hit our all-time highs here at 674, and we're down 42%, so not too pretty, but not the worst. Many alts are down 50+% still, but we're getting a little bit of a support right here at around $365 to $337. This seems like where we bounced off of after our multi-week or multi-month downtrend. We finally had a decent little bounce, and not too strong of a bounce, but it seems like we are almost consolidating or moving sideways at these levels, because as of right now our resistance for BNB is at about $440 right here, and we're continuing to move with the downtrend, and hopefully we could hold right here in between this range until we get some more positive momentum in the market, positive sentiment. And if I were to draw our fib levels from the top swing high to the swing low right now, just gonna delete some of these real quick. There we go. It seems like we're really respecting that 0.382 at $396 right around here. It seems to be where we are hugging at right now. So that's not it's not bad. We're kind of moving sideways at around $390, $400. Could always come right back down to 326 at that 0.236 where we've hit a couple times. As you can see, there's some movement around those levels, so keep that in mind. And if we look at the weekly, we are, like everything else in the market, we are at a trough in our weekly RSI. Not so much of a trough on our I meant the stochastic RSI. Not so much on a trough as our weekly RSI, our normal weekly RSI, which is right here. We are still just kind of moving a little bit down with the weekly. Still not above the 50 or 60, so we're still in bearish control territory. And that's Binance Coin right now. Still on a downtrend. Hopefully we can continue to move sideways, but we have it short term. We still have this going down, and we could hit 326 or a little bit lower in the weeks to come. Midterm, long term, we're looking for a overall bounce in the market. So that's BNB. Now let's move on to the next one, everybody's favorite, or most people's, and that's going to be XRP. So we've talked about Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB. We're going to talk about XRP, and we're going to talk about Cardano next. And since I don't want to keep everybody, we're going to have to do 2 segments of this video. So we're going to talk about 5 right now. How come no one's... So I'm going to move on to the questions right now. And this one comes from PR Arc. How come no one speaks on the underdogs, LRC, NU, OXT, Anchor? Yeah, PR Arc, Loopring, New Cipher, all those, Anchor Protocol, these are actually really, really strong projects. I think a lot of people aren't talking about more of the altcoins that are past the top 50 or 100 simply because there's so much fear and uncertainty in the market. And I believe many people are going to be focusing on the bigger caps right now, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum, or they're going to be having some sizable stablecoin positions. But these, Loopring, New Cipher, these are all very relevant. OXT, all these very Smooth Love Potion coming out of Axie Infinity. These are going to be a little bit more exotic alts out there, and not these are going to be a little bit these are going to be actually further away from the top 10. So, when we come into a big fearful market, a lot of people are going to be looking at the more safer altcoins, quote unquote safer, but the top 10 is where you would have the least amount of risk in crypto, especially with the top 2 as Bitcoin and Ethereum. But yeah, that's going to be another good talking point right there. Loopring and New Cipher, especially Loopring. That's they're doing a lot of things with their GameStop collaboration. So that is a altcoin I keep on the radar. But switching over right now, we are going to be looking at XRP. And XRP, let me just delete all this. XRP has been doing some interesting things, and many of us know that what is been suppressing the price of XRP is this lawsuit that they've had ever since, I believe they've been in this litigation for about a year now and counting. But I want to get an XRP chart where we can go way back. So Bitstamp have that. There we go. At least there we go. Perfect. So XRP, and we've talked about XRP before, still hasn't hit the golden days of back in 2018, early or late 2017. We've hit this high of $3.30 ish. Still haven't climbed up back to that level just yet. And I know many of us, or many people that are XRP fans, are dreaming of the days we could probably hit new all-time highs. But until we get this case, until we win this case with XRP, we can expect some stagnant, sluggish price action. Maybe nothing too intense, but keep in mind, once XRP comes out of this, comes out of the fire and the coals unscathed, and they win this lawsuit, I do expect that we're going to have a positive price increase or even rally with XRP. That doesn't necessarily speak to the fundamentals of XRP, but that just speaks to the emotion, the investor sentiment of XRP. Once they win this case, that's a big deal. So right now, support, we're going to have support at around 50 to 60 cents is where we have some decent support for XRP. It hasn't really breached below that area for almost a year, probably about 10 months. We have not gone below 50 cents. So I'd say 50 cents for XRP right now is holding as a nice strong area of support. But like everything else, XRP, we've really just been in this kind of funky downtrend since the Elon crash, or the highs of the market the first half of last year. And if you can see here, we're almost kind of making a natural descending triangle right here, which is not, a long term, not too bullish. But, keep in mind, a lot of this price movement with crypto in general deals with feelings and sentiments. So XRP right now, we just established that we have a strong support at around 50 cents, and price movements that we're looking for XRP right now is 86 cents is one of our targets that we just hit. We're kind of treading below that. We're definitely below the 0.236 right here, so keep that in mind. And if we're looking at some of our oscillators, we're going down brown town, so we can expect at least XRP to hold this area 80 cents. If not, we're most likely coming back down around 60 or 50 cents. I don't really see us getting back up to around $1.50 anytime soon. That's with XRP, but XRP at 50 cents is pretty strong right now, and we're just kind of moving a little sideways with XRP, all the way up from $1 to 50 cents. I know that's a big range, but let me see. Not really moving sideways, but we've been flirting with this 0.236 for quite some time, at least for the past 4 months. So if we look at the weekly, we're going to see the same thing. We're in a trough zone. We're trying to reverse out of our trough, and we're trying to create a new crest in our wave over the next coming months. So it'll be interesting to see XRP back up at $1.41. That would be really neat to see. But as of right now, everything is really contingent on the lawsuit with XRP. So once we could win that lawsuit, I expect for us to have some positive price action. And we are going to have to do this in 2 segments right here. So we're going to have to come out with another video. This should be a chart analysis on the top 10 right now. Because the top 5, top 10, that could take me easily over an hour to discuss. But our next one in line is another hot contender, another big talked about crypto that is on everybody's mind. That is going to be Cardano, ADA. So what have we talked about with XRP so far? What we have established with Ripple, we're really waiting for that lawsuit that they're in for them to claim victory. Because once that happens, we can expect that we are going to probably get some positive price action. That's a big deal, not only for XRP but for cryptocurrency in general. We've established that we haven't gone below 50 cents as a support really since almost a year ago, last April. Time's moving by so fast, but we have not really breached that. So 50 cents for XRP is seeming like it is holding as a good support. But as of right now, we are, we're kind of below. We are below this 0.236 fib level in the red zone. And we've, I'd say a resistance for us right now has been 86 cents to $1. We haven't really seen XRP, Ripple above $1 really ever since November-ish. So it's been at least 2 months. So that's Ripple right now. But let's talk about Cardano, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So we're going to go with ADA. A lot of people have been really upset with ADA. Because ADA, unlike most of the cryptocurrencies, Cardano has just been in just a huge downtrend ever since September of last year. Jeez, I keep on doing that. So we topped out at $3.10 with Cardano. We topped out September 1st, and we've had a 69% retrace, really 70% retrace and downtrend since then. Only to find our support right here at around 90 cents to $1 is a pretty darn strong support right now for Cardano. We're going to make this a little bit more clear right here. But as you can see here, we are looking at a support zone of 90 cents to around $1, 95 cents. But you see here that in the past year that this has been an important zone, this dollar area. That's kind of close to it, but even we're kind of back here right now. This is a very important zone for Cardano. It's holding $1. Holding above 90 cents, so seems like we are failing to really break past 90 cents, so that could be a good sign of that we're getting some consolidation, or just at least some maybe not consolidation, but just some steadiness, as in a lot of the holders and believers of Cardano don't want to see their ADA trading under 90 cents, so that's seeming to hold pretty strong right now. And as you can see with ADA, we are definitely in the red zone, the danger zone once again. And we may hold this range. That's what I'd hope we would do with ADA. But fundamentally, there's a lot going on with ADA. In terms of their DeFi, they're trying to build a robust decentralized finance ecosystem. But we're still trying to get their first decentralized exchange on Cardano, which is called SundaeSwap. So if you want to look into that, that will be the first running DEX soon to be on Cardano, if it's not already up and running right now. That's called SundaeSwap. So what are we looking at with Cardano? What are some levels right now? At least on our point of control, and I don't think I did a point of control for XRP. I should have done one, but we're on Cardano. Point of control is $1.25-ish, so that's a good area for Cardano right now. That has a lot of recognition. Is $1.25. We are in a downtrend. We are on our trough zone. Remember our waves, and we're even even closer to hitting that major trough area on our RSI, but at least on our stochastic, we're already there in the trough zone. So pretty low. We've been doing a lot of selling has been happening, and I believe with Cardano, we're gonna hold a steady 90 cents to dollar. Could we go lower? Absolutely. I personally believe, we at Crypto Tutors believe that Cardano is gonna probably hold at around 90 cents to a dollar. We're crossing our fingers, but keep in mind that anything's possible, and we could sink lower. And if we sunk lower for Cardano, we're most likely going to around 50 cents, which is not something we really want to see, especially for the ADA holders. We've already had enough pain already, so that wouldn't be good. And if we look at our weekly, we've been in that trough zone for our weekly, and our RSI is slowly bleeding out on that weekly. But it's been a bear market for Cardano. But keep in mind, this is a very nice dip. So if you're a long-term holder or a believer in the project, you always want to look at those dips. Not financial advice, but we like to buy in fear and sell in greed. Buy in fear, sell in greed. So, buy the fear, sell the greed. Buy the fear, sell the greed. Even myself, I'm still making mistakes as always, so I still have to, get my mindset with when to take healthy profits. Buying's not the issue. It's, everybody struggles taking profits at some point. It's a big issue in crypto in general. It's easier to buy than to sell for some reason, at least for most people. But yeah, with Cardano, nice dip in this downtrend. Still no sign of relief for Cardano, but we may be going sideways with ADA for a little bit. And like we've already established, $1.25 is a nice spot. I'd like to see a nice relief on the weekly for ADA. I like to see us maybe come up here to the $1.50, $1.75 in the coming months. So we'll see with ADA. And the last thing I want to leave us with, family. I know this has been a long video, but we're just going to quickly take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. And we've been fearful for quite some time. We're going to take a look at the past year. As we see here, we kind of had this little relief in the past week up to neutral, which is not bullish or is not being greedy. We're not in greed stages yet, but we did have a relief up to neutral. Now we're dropping back down to fear. So, keep in mind it's cyclical. We're gonna be fearful. We are remaining fearful. But keep in mind, family, that at some point we will be greedy again. It is inevitable that we become greedy again. We are gonna get back up to these levels of euphoria and greed again. So, like we've just established, we like to buy the fear, sell the greed. When we're down here, these are good opportunities to look on to getting into some positions when everybody's fearful. Everybody's getting out. Nobody believes in the market. So these are times we want to look to see, okay, maybe these are opportunities to get in. Then when we're up here, everybody believes in the market all of a sudden. Everything's feeling great. We're greedy. These are times we want to look at, taking some risks, taking some profits is when we get greedy. So it's really a battle between those two cycles right there. Family, that is all I have for us today. I hope everybody has got a little bit of clarity or maybe some insight on this video. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. We do a free technical analysis one-on-one coaching session every month. As long as you subscribe, you're in the ratings or in the runnings to win a free tutoring session. That is all we have, family. Much peace, love, health, and wealth, and we will see you next time.